Good afternoon, everyone. It's Nomsa here at Nkosi Talk Shows, Find Your Own Voice, Lead from Within. I am on my own today, and everyone is having a day off. So you guys just have me, and when you have me, we just talk about love. So that's what we'll be talking about. Let me just go to my thing so I can see who is with me. Talk about love. So our topic today is the bouncing back from dating. And probably one of the worst pain in life is when a man or a woman gets told that their dreams have been shattered, because when you are in a relationship and memories are created in that relationship, the goals are created in that relationship, and when someone tells you that they don't want to see you anymore, and it can feel like everything has been stripped away from you. When somebody comes to you and say, you know what, the plans that we had, I don't think those plans, I want to continue with those plans. The memories that we created together, I don't think I want to continue with those memories. The places we visited, I want to back off from those memories. The families that we have forged a relationship together, I don't want to be that part of that family anymore. Sometimes it can feel when someone is breaking up with you, it doesn't matter whether it's an agreement. People, relationship breaks up. Sometimes it's one person's decision that they decided to end the relationship. Sometimes it's two people come to an agreement that this thing is not working. So can we go separate ways? It doesn't matter whether it's an agreement. It doesn't matter whether it's one person or whether you've known that person for 1 month or 3 months or 6 months or years, but the pain is still the same. So that's what we're going to be talking about it today. And also the forgiveness as well. We're going to deal about the forgiveness as well, and we're going to talk about what happens if the children are involved as well, when the relationship ends. So how do you move away from that pain and find that breakthrough? So for anyone who is watching this, we did a summit for Heartbreak for Breakthrough. So you can go back and watch that summit if you want. It's on YouTube. You can watch it and see and connect with this video. It will be able to help you if you are going through heartbreak and you want to find that breakthrough and create a framework. So we're going to talk about how do you create a framework in order for you to move forward and be free when relationship ends. Your life, it can feel like it's doomed. So I don't know if anyone wants to put a comment, please, you can comment and just have a conversation with me. It doesn't have to be all about maybe your situation. You can put the experience with friends that you have had to witness friends going through, or maybe with the clients, so that somebody can benefit. So you feel free to actually type and have fun with the topic. And sometimes it can feel like a humiliation, or sometimes it can feel it can go into feel like a chain. And sometimes when people have a relationship, when a relationship breaks once, it can feel like, and then you go to another relationship. If you don't deal with that breakup, it will become a cycle. So you have to break those chains. And sometimes it can feel like, if you go back to your childhood, it can feel like maybe your life is being stripped away from you. It can feel like the dreams that you hoped. It can feel like the goals that you've created, because when we meet someone for the first time, we tell them our goals, where we want to be in 5 years. We want to have children, or we don't want to have children. We just want to be with someone that understand our values, that understand our beliefs, and someone that wants to spend the rest of their life with a good person. So we put ourselves out there. It's more like selling ourselves, like, this is who I am, take me as I am, and that person accepts you for who you are. And then a few years down the line, and that person tells you, you know what, I can't do this anymore. But when you go through that situation, how do you get back into dating game? That is the topic for today. How do you go back from heartbreak to breakthrough? Mending your broken heart. What's the process of mending your broken heart? How do you move forward from that broken heart? And if you have children, how do you deal with it? How do you deal with the situation of having children? So we're gonna deal with that. And outside a normal life, there's a little pool of a local fish, but sometimes it can be really, really difficult to actually blend cultures, particularly as we get older. Like myself, I'm dating an English guy, and with my African culture. But in my African culture, what has happened is when I'm dating somebody with my culture, I have to try to learn. I already know about my culture, so I have to learn about that person's culture in order for me to be able to connect with this person. And also what I have to understand is, for those who are in a relationship, you have to understand that your in-laws, they're not your best friends. They might be lovely to you. They might be showing you some love, but you have to know that they are not your best friend. That's why whenever you have problems, never ever talk about their child to them. When it comes to ladies, don't talk about your men to your in-laws. When it comes to men, don't talk about your spouse, your girlfriend or your wife to them. That's why we have friends. Friends is where we go and meet our friends. We say, we talk to them. We say, listen, I have a problem. What kind of a problem? Your friends, they are there to listen to you. Of course, your spouse, they will listen to you. But when it comes to when you are all breaking up, they're not gonna have mercy on you. They're just gonna remember when you had problems. They're just gonna take sides. So it's best for me, when I have problems, I talk to a therapist. When I have problem with my spouse, and I talk to my friends. I know that as much as my spouse's family, as much as they love me, and I know that I cannot talk to them about their son, I have to talk to my friends. That's why I have my friends. So I go and talk to my friends, but I've never really had major problems with my spouse, because I have dealt with my life. And when I communicate with something, I settle down with the guy. If there's something that I don't like or something that has happened, I have to make sure that I communicate myself with the person so that I know where I stand. For me to go and speak to my friends, that is a major. I used to do it with my ex. You know what? He's so annoying. he's done this, but the poor guy hasn't got a clue that I'm talking to my friends. So I don't do that anymore. But if it does happen that I have a problem, I will talk to my friends because I've learned from my mistakes from the past. So what you need to do is when you are going through the challenges in life, just go and talk to your friends or talk to your therapist. For those who don't understand what the therapist is about, a therapist is a body. You can treat a therapist as a body. And when you treat a therapist as a body, it's like whenever you have a problem, you have somebody that is not going to tell you that your spouse is wrong or you are wrong. You need somebody that is going to help you to see the truth. What happens is when we go and confide in our family members, they take side. When we confide with our friends, they're going to take side. So that's why I prefer myself to talk to a therapist. Whenever I have problems or in my relationship, I talk to a therapist. If I've messed up, that person tells me, no, listen, check you out. So that's what I do. So you can do that. So what do you do when you see the signs that you're about to get dumped? What do you do? Sometimes you do get the signs that things are not going well. And now we need, and it hurts. It can really, really hurt when the relationship that was so beautiful, and then it turns out like you see the signs that, you know what, this behavior of my spouse or our connection is no longer there anymore. So how do you move forward and actually fix things before they get worse? And so you have to look at your life and look at your spouse without judging that person, and sit down with that person and talk to them. If they don't want to talk to you, don't force them to actually talk to you. If things are not okay in a relationship, never force anyone to say, just express what you're feeling. That, you know what, I feel that things are not going well. When you do feel like talking, or when you feel like communicating, sit down and talk things through. Can we please have that time, just the two of us? And if that person does not feel like they don't want to talk, don't force them. As long as you have expressed. Some people believe that in order for them to get what they want, they have to scream, or they have to control that person, or they have to create a scene. No, you don't have to. So if that person suddenly they don't want to talk to you, suddenly they become too busy. They become too busy to answer your phone calls. They become too busy to actually sit down and have a conversation with you. They become too busy to go out with you. They don't want to go out with you anymore. So what do you do? What do you do? You can request to talk to that person. But if the circumstances, they say to you, I don't want to talk, you just have to put your message across. Use meditation to actually stay focused. You need to stay in the present moment. The relationship hurts. We're meant to love each other, but when things are not going well, relationship hurts. And also we need to avoid to say things that we are going to regret in a later stage. So that's why sometimes it is nice to actually take a step back, meditate, let the person know that when you are ready, I'm ready to talk. When you are ready, it sounds as easy as I'm saying it, but it is not easy. Just say to that person, I'm ready to talk when you are ready. And also, don't try to revenge. There are some people that they will try to revenge by creating problems, adding to the problems, like you go and start chatting to other women or chatting to other men to get attention. You do not do that. That is forbidden. You don't get somebody to talk to you by making them feel jealous. If somebody does not want to talk to you that moment, it is in their own right to actually say, I don't want to talk, to actually say, yes, I do want to talk. So when they do want to talk, sometimes it could be maybe there is a misunderstanding in a relationship, or maybe they feel they are not being heard, or maybe they feel that they are being neglected. So in order for them to actually get that attention, they feel that they need to let you get on with it. And so what you need to do is just give them a space, hold a positive space for them, and give them a space as long as they know the message that you are there if they really want to talk. If they know that this person is there for me when I need them, I can go and talk to them, then they'll come when they are ready. There are times where sometimes myself, like when I'm going through something, I don't want to talk about it. I just want to pray. I just want to communicate with God. So I go to a stage where I'm not with my spouse, but sometimes I have a problem with my business, or sometimes I have problems with different things. And sometimes I don't want to talk about it. I just want that moment where I have intimacy with God, just me and God, where I pray. But when I feel that when I'm done, that's when I want to talk. Because sometimes we might think that we have problems, but we don't. Our mind are taking us into different places. In a relationship, it does happen mostly when you are dating some people who are struggling with confidence, who are struggling with self-love. Sometimes the people, or maybe there's problems from their childhood. So it is very, 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 very important when you are dating somebody, when you see that that person is being distanced, to actually go into a place where you want to help that person and not being judgmental or start judging or start thinking maybe they are seeing somebody else, or maybe there's just try to go into a place where you want to help that person. But you can't help that person, they have to help themselves. So if a relationship ends, it hurts. So when that happens, so you have to go through healing. You have to embrace the times that you have had with that person. It's not easy to embrace the times, to be grateful, meeting that person. Instead of blaming yourself, why same story keep happening to me, go back to your childhood, listen to your inner child. Your inner child will have answers for you that you are looking for. Sometimes the answers are inside of us, within, but we choose to ignore them. Instead of focusing on the blame, I'm going to blame my ex. I'm going to blame her or him for doing this or for doing that. Just listen to your inner child. Go back to your inner child. Listen to your inner child. Maybe there is the person that has left you. Maybe they left you because of the issues that they have had back to their childhood. And you are just there as a human being and caught up in it. And breakup does not choose whether you have money or you don't have money. Everyone experiences, people go through it. So when you go through that, you have to, instead of coming into a blaming where you blame your ex, where you blame yourself, that if I had done this, if I had seen this from the beginning, the signs were there, I chose to ignore it. All you got to do is just sit down and listen to your inner child. The guidance will be there. For those who are Christians, what you do is you need to go and pray. Pray about your situation for healing. I'm not saying pray for God to bring the woman back or to bring the man back. You pray for, you look after you. It's very, very important to search within you, to actually look after number one. That number one is you. And once you look after yourself, go through the healing process. Once you finish that healing process, then now you can start looking into dating. How do I go back into dating? And when you go back into dating and looking at yourself within, you got to look at the bad habits, work on your bad habits. As a man, many have bad habits. Women have bad habits. So what are the bad habits that you have that you can leave behind and create a new ones that can help you to find that special person, that can help you to actually select the right person, that can help you to actually work on your confidence. So when you meet someone, you go on that date, going back into dating, you go back, bouncing back, meaning you have confidence, and you also know what you want in life from the person you are searching for. So those are the things that we need to realize. What do we really want? And also forgiveness is very, very important. And what you don't need to do is to feel that your ex has taken your heart. Because sometimes we go into that blaming moment where we feel that our heart or our lives has been stripped away from us. That how could she do this? How could he do this to me? He didn't do anything. All he did was to come into your life and love you. But if things did not go how we all hoped to be. So that's what happens when you date someone. Sometimes things don't go according to plan. So what you don't want to do is maybe keep calling that person constantly. Or maybe instead of calling that person, we keep threatening to take our lives. Some people threaten to take their lives so that the other person feel guilty. Or sometimes some people, they prefer to call the other person and leave scores like, this is what you did, this is what you did. Or avoid sending that person countless messages, calling out your heart. Avoid to contact their friends and family. Once the relationship ends, you are not on your own. Your friends are there. Your family members are there. You're not on your own. And don't try to send someone flowers. If someone says they don't want to be with you, give them a space. Give them a space. Don't waste your money buying them flowers, thinking that they are going to change their mind. They might change their mind for that moment, and then they will do it again. Or don't go to their place of work stalking them. Or maybe calling them and saying, I want to come to your house. I just want to talk. If somebody says, I don't want to be with you, you have to think about number one, because when you chase them, that means you hurt yourself. So you have to think about the number one person, which is you. And not stalking them, that person. Because when you stalk that person, they can call the police. They have a right, they can call the police. Sometimes when somebody tells you that the relationship is over, it can make you uncomfortable. And the feelings can actually hurt, and there is absolutely nothing you can do with those feelings apart from going through healing. If we say, I am going to call this person, why did they do this to me? To find closure, trying to get closure, and feeling that that person owes you something or they owe you an explanation, that is a waste of time. People hate people all the time, so that is a waste of time. So that means you are running through a negative emotion and you are stuck in denial. So what you need to do, you need to go to a process where you tell yourself that I need to move on. And I'm going to reject the behavior of destruction, because the behavior of destruction can send us to places where we don't want to be. So allow yourself to grieve. Allowing yourself to grieve, it means you don't go to, you can go to denial, but the process as the individual is going to be different. But allow yourself to grieve without blaming yourself, without making you wrong. Allow yourself to cry if you want to cry. Turn to friends for comfort. If you have good friends, turn to friends for comfort. If you feel that you want to throw a party, throw a party. You are allowed to grieve how you want. But throwing yourself into a pity party, if you stay there too long, then that would be a problem. Get yourself ready to move on. Get step closer to your breakthrough by actually not going into denial. Be in the present moment. Being in the present moment, it means you are aware of the situation. And being aware of the situation, it means I am aware of what is going on. And I'm going to reunite myself with my inner child and find that healing within myself. And I'm going to find that freedom. Do I have option to go back to my ex? Sometimes people do. People dumped people and then they decide, no, that's not what they wanted. They want to be with that person and they go back. But if it happens, that is somebody wants you back. That behavior is something that you can't just say, yes, you can just dump me and go back and come back. So that means as the individual, you have to evaluate your situation as the individual. But if that does not happen for your ex, for you to have your ex back, go through healing. It's very, very, very important to live in the present moment. And instead of going to why my relationship didn't work, if I had done things differently, things would have been differently, and going to Google and blaming yourself, it doesn't help. What it helps is you acknowledging that, okay, this is the situation. This is the present moment. How do I move forward? You can pray, meditate, get a therapist to help you to actually move forward. To help you move forward, get a therapist. We are allowed to get angry, but as long as things don't get out of control, if you want to go into the angry mode, you are allowed to get angry. But who are you getting angry with? When you get angry, sometimes it can result to tragedy. Why you need to go is to go to a forgiveness journey. Because just because someone broke your heart, it doesn't mean that you have to hit them back. Getting the steps of getting over, bouncing back to dating, it can be a dangerous game. But you just have to stay in that present moment and making sure that when you feel angry, you deal with that anger straight away. Because when the anger gets out of control, that's when someone ends up taking their own life. I have a friend myself that took her own life during lockdown. So you can actually evaluate the situation, whatever has gone wrong, and just deal with it without hurting yourself and without mend your broken heart step by step. And mending your broken heart, it means I am aware of what is going on. I am aware of the pain that I'm going through, but I'm not going to hurt myself, and I'm not going to allow the destruction distract me, and I'm gonna be okay. So you have to be okay for you. You have to be okay, and that means go through meditation, go through a therapist, go through prayer. If you're a Christian, go through prayer. You can fast just to activate your inner spirit, your inner being. When you do that, that means you can find that inner child. You can find guidance from God, or you can find guidance through your meditation. Everyone has a spirit within, and that angel within you, it will guide you through that pain. But when we get angry, we shut down any positive things that wants to access our inner being and help us, the energy. So just because somebody has hurt you, it doesn't mean that you have to give that pain access to hurt you. You have to be in the present moment. No matter how much it hurts. Do exercises. Seek to become a champion for your champion. Becoming a champion for your champion, it means that I'm going to help myself to get better through this pain that I have gone through. I'm going to create my own framework that is worked. My framework that it has worked for me. There are things that I had to look when my relationship failed. I had to look at myself. And when I look at myself, I realized that I had some communication problems. I didn't communicate my want. I didn't communicate my desires. So I had to deal with how do I find that breakthrough for me to be able, when I meet someone, to be able to communicate my want. So I had to do that. So you can do that as well if you are someone who is struggling to move forward with your life. You can actually create your own framework based on your situation. You don't look at somebody else and say, my friend went through a breakup, and go and ask them and say, can you help me? How did you deal with your breakup? You can have a conversation with that person, but know that everyone is different. Our emotions, how we deal with things is going to be different, and the pain is going to be different. How we move forward is going to be different. So don't start comparing your life to your friends. All you got to do is deal with the healing. Dealing with the healing, it means you got to understand the process of your feelings. How do you respond to pain? You have to understand your pain. How does pain, what are the triggers of my pain? Why do I feel the way that I feel? What happens? Is it because when I think about my ex? Is it because when I think about the years that do you feel that you've wasted the years with that person? Do you feel that in that relationship, your relationship was stripped away? So you don't have to compare your life with someone. The healing has to work as individual. Some days, things might be good. Some days things might not be good. So you have to accept the process of step by step of healing process without blaming yourself or without blaming your exes. Sometimes some people, they love to blame. People love to blame themselves. So you'll find that sometimes a relationship doesn't work. When a relationship doesn't work, and the person will start blaming themselves. If I had done this, things would have been different. No, it would not have been different because you don't know the future. Maybe there was a reason why you met that person. So we have to look at the things. What did I learn being with that person? What did I learn from that person? The gratitude, use the power of gratitude that God, I thank you for connecting me with that person, but now they have gone. So how do I move forward without blaming yourself or without, if I was this, if I were this, things would have been different. If my family were this, things would have been different. No one knows the future. People change. They grow. And what they thought, that's what they wanted in 2020 or 2019 or 2014, it will be different in 2025. So you got to understand that you don't have control over somebody else's feelings. The only thing you have control is your own feelings, is your own life. That you can choose how you respond to your life. You can choose how to respond to problems, but you don't have control over somebody else's life. Whether you are dating them, you don't have control. They share with you what they want to share with you in their mind. If they decide they want to share the whole world, what's in their mind, that is their choice. But when that choice, that mind says, I actually don't want to be in this relationship, it is their choice. So we cannot blame that person, but we can move forward and work on ourselves. Self-healing. When you work on self-healing now, when you're getting ready to go back into dating, now that's when you have to be your own matchmaker. You have to work on yourself. Know your want. What do you want in life? If you are going through pain, work on that pain until that pain, you found that breakthrough. Once you work on that pain, then create a framework based on your spirituality, create a framework based on your health, create a framework based on your finances, create your framework based on your career. Just design your own framework. This is design your life. Once you design your life, this is what I want. This is who I want to be. And then when you're designing your life, you will know the person that you want to be with, you want to spend the rest of your life with at that moment. And then when you go out on the date with someone, you'll be somebody that is there, no judging people, no judging yourself, or not worrying about what happened in the past. You'll be somebody that is interested in meeting a lovely person to spend the rest of your life with that person without judging yourself or saying, there are no good men out there. There are not good women out there. There's always someone for everyone. Always. Always someone for everyone. And those are the things that I used to think myself, that just because I've been hurt, it means that I have to build a wall. People end up building a wall, like a wall of protection. I'm going to protect myself. I'm not going to communicate with you. I'm not going to tell you more things about myself. I am not going to actually get to know you 100%. I'm not going to go all in because I am protecting my heart. You don't have to do that. You don't have to blame your friends, or you don't have to be a follower. Remember, you are unique. As a person, you are unique. And when you are unique, your true authenticity makes you stand out from the crowd. It means to take me as I am, as a person. So you go out on a date, you speak to men. If you are a woman, you speak to men, find out what they are looking for. As a man, you go out on dates. We have to take out this thing where when I go out and I'm looking for a man to date, the first thing that men look for is she got nice boobs, has she got nice bum, we have fast. When you approach someone, that means you like them. That's how the mind works. So you can't date someone because of their looks. Because when you date someone, the looks changes. What happens when that looks when their looks changes? That means you don't want to be with them anymore. People change, the looks change, it doesn't stay the same. So what happens if you pick me just because of the body that I have, just because of my big boobs that I have? What happens later? It means that love failed. But if you pick me because of what's on the inside of me, what's on the inside of me, it comes with what's on the outside. But first, you have to listen to who is Nomsa when you speak to me. When you ask questions, my dreams, my hopes, where do I see myself in 5 years? Do I want to have children? If you are somebody who don't want to have children, that means you can't date me if I want to have children. So that means you have to find somebody that matches you, your values, family values, your beliefs, interests. Sometimes they don't matter because when somebody like I love football, I love music, I go and sing. And it means if I don't want to spend time with my spouse, I can go and practice music, just have my me time, because I still need my me time. Just because I'm in a relationship, it doesn't mean that I cannot have my me time. I still need my me time. So having music, loving football. I'm not watching the World Cup at the moment because I am so busy. I just ask people what's happening through the World Cup. I am so busy, so busy. So, but I can live with my business. So, you can actually just look at people's interest. This person likes this, he likes traveling. There are some interests that can tear the relationship apart. So there are some interests that are okay. She loves this, I love that. So when I'm doing this, she can go and do her things. So it's just looking at yourself and looking at your life and connecting them. The power of connection when it comes to intimacy is very, 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 very important. It means when I'm entering a relationship for the first time, I'm not gonna doubt that person for the first time. When you create your breakthrough framework and you go through the healing, now you start getting back to dating. It means you don't have time to judge people. It means that you cannot judge anyone, and you cannot just date anything that comes your way. So that means you have a choice based on what you want as a person, based on your image. based on your personality, based on the connection. When you meet someone, you are the king, you are the queen. When the king meets a queen, they want to save their spouse. They want to save that person. The king has the same mind of saving. So as a queen, is how my king, how can I save you? And as a king, when somebody meets that person, how can I save you as your queen? And your king, that's when the person that when you are on a date, they start explaining to you, this is who they are and what kind of a person they would love to spend their life with. And if you feel that you don't fit in that category, it doesn't mean that that person is wrong. So that means you move on until you find the one. And how do you find the one? It means you have to know what you want in life. You have to know what kind of a woman is a man. What kind of a woman do you want? What kind of a man do you want? And when you meet somebody, and you have to know when you meet someone, don't look at their clothes and say, I don't like what they are wearing, and I'm going to write them off. I don't like what she's wearing, I'm going to write her off. Sometimes some people don't know how to dress. They need help. So don't push somebody, a good person, away because of the shirt they're wearing, because of the shoes they're wearing. If anything else fits in, you wouldn't need a good person who would not need to change even that person. If you are somebody who knows how to dress, that person will look at you. If they really, really like you from the bottom of their heart, they want to spend your time with, they will look at you, how you dress, and they'll go in shopping to compliment what you're wearing without you having to push them. Or if they need help, they'll say, you know what, I admire how you dress. So would you like to take me one day shopping? You have a good eye on clothes. Without you saying, your energy that you put out there, if you put a good attitude to people, you will get the same energy. So if you are like, you know what, I like the person that this girl she is, or I like the person that this man is, and I like to spend time with him, get to know this person, and you turn up as you. If you are somebody who knows how to dress, turn up for them. And I guarantee you, and they'll say, would you like to go shopping with me? I'm not good with clothes. I admire your wardrobe, without you actually trying to change them. I have never ever in my life have to change a man to actually convince them to become something that they're not. I've never have had to do that. All I do is when I date someone, they want to go shopping with me, I'm like, bring it on. So that's what you have to do. Just choose someone not based on their looks, or based on just what's on the inside is very, very, very important. And also, there are some people who believe in God, and some people believe in the universe. For me, I believe in God because God created the universe. It means that the universe is God. So I believe in that. Because when he created the earth, that means the earth is God. He is the womb. The God is the womb of the earth. So if I want something, if I want to receive something, or if I want to get, like, let's say I'm going on dates, or if I'm looking for a man, all I do is I put it out there. Say, God, you know what I've been through. You know my story. No one has to tell you my story. You know my story. Or you can tell the universe that you know my story. Can you just connect me with a man that is going to complement my story? That is going to, and when God knows your story, and he also knows what you could become through that story. So all you got to do is just put yourself out there and say, God, give me the man that complement. And when you tell the universe and you tell God to actually give you the man or give you the woman that can complement your life, you got to look at your life and be that person. If you are looking for a good person, your energy has to be that person. And when your energy is that person, then you'll be able to connect with somebody that complements what you are looking for. That is the power of manifestation. You're manifesting your love life. And when you are manifesting your love life, it means you have to know who you are. You have to know your image. You have to keep it authentic as possible. Go through healing without judging yourself. And once you go through healing, then you go and meet the person that you are looking for. Remember to smile all the time. No fake smile. Smile comes from within. And when you do smile, the more you smile, the more you connect with God, the more you connect with the universe. Universe is God. That's how I say it. Remember to smile, because you don't know where you're going to meet the love of your life. You don't know how God is going to connect you. It can connect you. You can connect with somebody with your lover from Sainsbury's. You can connect with someone from Tesco's. You can connect with someone from Waitrose. That's where people do shopping. Waitrose, Tesco's, Sainsbury's, and all these shopping centers, Aldi, all of them. Clothing shop, where you shop, where you do your food shopping, where you go out for meals, where you do your clothing. That's where you can meet anyone, from the bus stop, from the train station, inside the train. Just keep on smiling. Keep on smiling. And when you keep on smiling, the universe will bring that man that you are looking for. Keep on smiling to God. Keep on smiling to the universe. And believe that you are enough. You don't need anyone to actually affirm that you are enough. Know that you are enough. Know that you are an amazing person and you are unique. Your creator sees you enough. If Nomsa does not see you enough, just say, you know what? If you didn't make me, you cannot affirm my destination. My creator sees me as enough. So that's all you got to do. Even when you date men, you don't have to put on the personality. That is not you. Go on dates. Be you. When you go on dates, you don't need to put on image. That is not you. One thing that you need to do is just be you. Walk the path. Speak it. Smile it. Give it a hug. Receive the love that you want. And be the person that you are meant to be. If you are someone who is going through heartbreak, know that you are loved. Know that you are enough. Go through the grieving process without blaming yourself, without doubting yourself. Just because somebody said they don't want to be with you, it does not affirm them for you to have the right for you to tell yourself that you are enough. You are enough. There's always someone out there for you. It's just in that moment, things have not worked out. That's all you got to know. That, okay, things have not worked out, but I'm okay. Go through healing. Look after number one. That number one is you. Break the chains. Find that one friend, champion that can be with you, can be there for you, or get a therapist. It's not an easy journey. I can tell you that some days you have good days, but some days you have bad days. But the good thing that you will remember is the process of healing. And that process, it will actually help you to help other people. When you go through the process of healing breakup, it's like you get to know yourself. The things that you didn't know about yourself, you start rediscovering, this is who I am. This is who I thought I was not, but now I know that I can be this. Just by doing the healing, just by doing the meditation, just by what helps me to be the person that I am is my prayer. I pray, I meditate, I fast, I cry if I need to cry. If I really going through pain and if I feel that I need to cry, I cry. But I don't stay too long in that grieving moment. So that's what makes me to be the person that I am, acknowledging being in the present moment. Staying in the present moment regardless of what is going on in my life. It helps me to get to where I need to go. I tell the pain that I am aware of my pain. I am aware of what I'm going through. But if God can pull me through in that past problems, that means now He will pull me through again. And I just have to keep loving the person that has been there for me. And that person is me. Remember, when everyone else is judging you, you are there for you. So you just have to keep going, knowing that you are enough and knowing that you are unique. Keep that true authenticity, even when it hurts. That's how you find true healing, by allowing yourself to grieve, by not allowing yourself to compare your life with other people, by acknowledging that you are unique. Just because Nomsa said she does not want to spend the rest of her life with you, it does not mean that you are not enough. You are good enough. And that's all that I wanted to say today, that you are enough. When you go through the breakup, stay in the present moment and listen to your inner child. And don't take too much advice. Go to a therapist. If you are somebody who don't want to go to a therapist, find a family member, find a friend that can tell you the truth, so you don't stay in that grieving moment. Allow yourself to grieve step by step. Allow yourself to become who you are meant to become. Sometimes when the breakthrough is about to come, the breakup can be a distraction. So you just have to get out of the blaming mode. Don't blame your ex, don't blame yourself. Just work on you. You are number one. Once if you refuse to be broken, no one can break you. And if you are a child of God and you believe in God, or you believe in the universe, just put your problems out there to the universe. Put your problems to God. God is the universe. He is the creator of the universe. You call him out and say, you created this earth for me to enjoy. for me to be the person that I've meant to be, but this is what I'm going through. Can you take away, wipe away that pain from me so I can be who the person that I've meant to be? I feel hurt. I feel the pain. I don't want to feel this way. Just put the pain out there. And then that pain will be wiped away if you allow it to go. Be ready to allow the pain to go. Let it go. But if you feel that you want to hold on to it, you have to choose how long are you going to hold on to it. Because if you hold on to that pain for too long, you get hurt. You enter the depression. But if you refuse and say, you know what, God, take it away, universe, I don't want to feel this way. Take this pain, wipe this pain away. If you are a Christian, you can ask God to wipe it away. And you can allow that pain to go. So you can step into your breakthrough framework. Create the life that you want in your life. And be the person that you are meant to be. You are not meant to be a broken person. Yes, we allow ourselves, we go through pain and embrace that brokenness. Allow yourself to be the person that you are meant to be. You know you're beautiful. You know you are handsome. No one else can tell you that you are not enough. We are all beautiful. We are all handsome. But when I come and tell you that you are not enough, who am I to tell you that you are not enough? So those are the questions that you need to ask yourself. You need to ask yourself and tell yourself that just because this relationship didn't work out, it doesn't mean that I have to stay in this brokenness. So that's what you got to do. Look after number one and be the person that you want to be. We all go through brokenness. We all go through relationship, businesses don't work out. Or sometimes we get disappointments when it comes to some in life. We get disappointment, we get joy. Allow yourself to receive that joy. Every pain that comes in our lives, there's a reason why we go through it. You just have to ask God to wipe it away. Wipe away the pain. For me, when I went through the divorce, I went on fasting. I'm a Christian. I went on fasting for 40 days. 40 days. It was the time where I did not want to live that life that I lived before. I did not want to be the person that I was. I wanted to grow. I wanted to rediscover that inner child that I have neglected for many, many years. And I went, God, why would you give me something so beautiful, good relationship, and you take it away? And he said, no, so stop. I did not take it away. I gave you exactly what you wanted. But that's when I realized I didn't know how. I knew how to find a man, but I didn't know how to keep a man. So if you are that somebody that does not know how to find a man, or how to find, you know how to find a woman, but you don't know how to keep them, or you know how to find a man, you don't know how to keep them, get in touch with me. I'll see how I can work with you. You decide, you get to decide. I tell you what I can do to help you, and then you decide if you want to work with Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency. And if you want looking for love, just get in touch with me. My website is just there. Get in touch and let's see whether we can help you at Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency. I was a woman, I spent 2 hours, 3 hours getting dressed, making sure my hair and my makeup, my dress, my handbag, my high heels, when I stepped outside, I made sure that I didn't step in the mud. because I spent 2 hours. How can I step in the mud if I had spent 3 hours or 2 hours getting dressed? But I was neglecting my soul inside of me. I did not do any meditation. I didn't pray properly. I just go to church, and when the pastor prays, I say amen. I just go home. I don't pray. I don't ask God. I didn't know how to communicate with God. I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know that God is the universe and the universe is God. I didn't know that actually I can speak to God. I didn't know I can speak to the earth. I didn't know that the earth speaks, can communicate with me if I wanted to. I didn't know that earth has feelings, emotions. I didn't know that I can actually tell God what I'm going through to get my healing. I didn't have a clue. Because when I go to church, I didn't do my research. I would rely on the pastors. But I didn't do my own research to find out, okay, this thing that I believe in that calls Jesus, who is it? So how can I actually connect with him properly and communicate with him? I didn't know that I can communicate with God. I didn't know that I can communicate with the universe and just say to the universe, these are my desire, my feelings, and communicate my feelings, my emotions. I didn't know that, all those things. But when my relationship fell apart, when I fasted for 40 days, that's when I realized actually I can communicate with the earth. I can actually communicate with the universe. I can communicate in whatever my needs, my desires. I can ask if I'm with the right man, or if I want to meet a man, I can actually, I didn't know that I can speak to the earth. The earth communicates. That's why you have people are encouraging people, go out, enjoy the nature. The nature communicates with you. When the nature gets angry, it gets angry. So God can communicate with you. The earth can communicate with you. I didn't know all those things. I just lived the life where I was blinded. I just do my everyday things and focus on my makeup and focus on my beauty. Inside, my soul was broken. But when I actually started focusing on my soul, everything changed. And I've never looked back. I look forward to. So you can do that. For those who, if you are someone who didn't know that the earth communicates, you can communicate with the earth. He is your friend. You can communicate. God created the earth. So you can communicate. If things are not working well, you can actually just speak to the universe. You have to communicating with God, communicating with the universe, communicating with the earth. It has to be straight on point. There is no, my friend did this, you did that, you ask for help. What help do you need? If it's healing, you have to be on point. Help me through the healing. Help me with my healing. You want to communicate with God, it has to be straight on point. Without blaming yourself, straight on point. Help me. This is my help. This is what I need. If you're going through pain, or if the business is not going well, straight on point. Friendship is not going well, straight on point. You can communicate with the universe, communicate with God. Meaning you can ask your helpers, people who are helping you, can ask God to connect you with the good people. You can ask God to connect you with the good wife or a good husband. You can ask anything that you want to the universe. You can ask anything. So that's how you manifest. Ask anything, it shall be given to you. It might not come that moment, But that means when you ask, God hears you. And it will come. When you ask, universe hears you. The earth hears you. So here's me today, guys. If you're watching Ngozi Talk Shows, to Ngozi Talk Shows page, you can give us some stars on Facebook. We'll be able to connect with more people in our community. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and become part of Ngozi Talk Shows family. And we love you to be part of our family, and we love you to connect with us. And if you are already part of Ngozi Talk Shows family, you don't have to be alone. If you are already part of us, you've subscribed to our channel, you are following me on LinkedIn or following me on Facebook, when you have problems, you can message me. You can message any of our coaches and just get a free consultation. And once you get a free consultation, decide whether you want to work with any of our coaches or just want to talk. Being part of the family, it does not mean you have to do business with us. Being part of us, it means we appreciate what the following us, and I can give you 30 minutes of just listening to you. So if you are part of our family, I don't want you to hear you coming and typing and saying, Nomsa, I feel all alone, or I feel that no one is there for me. We are there if you need us. God bless everyone and live with grace. And we'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. UK time. And I'll be with Kiro Ann tomorrow, I think. So God bless.